What is going on, guys? We are back with Jordan from Modular Head Shop, and we actually got the GT500 up on the lift. I'm still broken in a wheelchair currently, and makes things pretty easy to kind of get around the shop. But we are going to be draining the oil. This is the first oil that we've had in the car as kind of like a break-in oil, and we're going to be draining it out, and Jordan's going to kind of fill us in on you know, break-in, what we think of the oil, and some kind of misconceptions that a lot of people talk about, and various different stuff like that.
All right, hey everybody. So yes, we are going to drain the oil right now. I think this has about 700 miles on it.
Yep.
I typically like to drain the oil after about 250 miles. However, these have been super light miles on the car because between Andrew and one of his friends that's been helping him, they really just needed to break the clutch in. Yeah, so, exactly. So the most important thing when you're breaking an engine in, though, is not overfueling it. If it's overfueled, if you have different camshafts than your old engine did, and the tune's not calibrated for that, then there's a good chance it's going to be overfueled, and that will simply wash the oil off the cylinder walls. That's what refers to washing the rings away. Yeah. So you do not want that. If you find yourself, you know it's overfueled or it smells rich at idle, you want to stop and fix that problem first. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I was so concerned, and after I put the engine in, I didn't drive it at all because I want to make sure everything's good. Rob sent me the file, and he got it dialed in, the first one, and then sent a second file, made the idle sound cool, then the third one he fixed stalling. So this thing drives great, the fueling's great. I mean, anyone could really drive this car. That's awesome. That's awesome.
So,
well, one thing I don't like to see is excessive idling. I mean, really and truly, my preference is to put the engine in the car, heat it up, make sure there's no leaks, put it on the dyno, beat on it. Yep. The more load you can get in the cylinder, the better. That's going to help with the rings. Rings like pressure, especially, you know, something that has gas ports like this. The more cylinder pressure, the more pressure against the ring, the better it's going to seal. One thing I do see a lot of newer engines having issues with is smoking, and that is simply because guys are skipping steps. It all comes down to the crosshatch on the cylinder. If there's no crosshatch on the cylinder, there would be no oil retained. The piston and the piston rings, the whole assembly needs oil to slip up and down the cylinder. What happens when, you know, I don't think most guys know what they're talking about when they say washing the rings down. You're causing the ring to glaze because it's being very overheated due to friction. So it's just like if you were to file fit a piston ring, like on a grinder that I have. If you saw our assembly video, you know, that media there, that abrasive is replaceable. So you're going to get to a point where it's just going to stop filing the rings, just like if sandpaper loses its grit. You're creating friction there, you're not cutting. Same thing with crosshatch. If there's no crosshatch to retain the oil, then the ring's not going to spin, and the ring's going to get overheated and overall quit sealing very well.
And this thing's been, I mean, I don't even really think I've seen much or any smoke. Even when it was the first fire, I saw a little bit of smoke, which might have actually just been a little bit of fuel, you know, from the first start.
Yeah, you're going, like, if you get an engine from us, I would say after 20 or 30 minutes, it's not going to smoke. Yeah. Sometimes they will smoke at the very beginning, and that is due to the heavy grease that we put on the valves. So you got 32 valves worth of grease just sitting in the port. So at least all the intake parts, you know, it's going to get into the cylinder at some point.
Sweet.
The only other thing I kind of wanted to cover is, you know, priming the engine. Obviously, you guys prime the engine. Not my favorite way to. Right. I really would just say I prefer not to do that method. If you're in a bind and you have to do that method, though, I would prefer you take the spark plugs out so that
then it would spin faster. Yep.
Yeah, but I actually, maybe I will just do a tech video on what exactly I'm talking about. If you get an engine built here, we're gonna send you a packet that has all the break-in info and stuff like that. But I could show you guys a prime example of what I'm talking about, and then maybe in a different video we can build one.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you're also making videos too on your channel too.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm really looking forward to doing, is just a lot more tech videos. So they are going to be slow going as you know, the next month or so, because I obviously have business obligations. You know, this is my
yeah.
my shop time is my full-time job, so this is going to be after all the regular business stuff is done. We do have a build video that I'll be going over pretty much every detail through Andrew's engine, talking about the parts. There'll be some stuff in there for the 5.4 GT500 guys too.
Yep.
Just some other options where you can pretty much build the same thing with an iron block. That's going to be the only difference. Pretty much the block and the pistons. Everything else can be exactly the same.
Yeah, so click up there to go over to Jordan's channel. Go subscribe. I really liked your introduction video. I thought it was super awesome. Really good story.
Thank you.
So I think everybody should go check it out. There's also a 2-valve cam degree video with a lot of tech info. Not necessarily something that, you know, everybody's gonna like, but if you are degreeing cams on 2-valve, you're definitely gonna love that video. And if you just want to learn some more info, you're probably gonna like the video too.
Yeah, I go over a lot of the 2-valve PI versus trick flow issues that, I mean, there's plenty of literature out there, but for some reason it's just not getting through to people.
Yeah, plus in video form, you can kind of sit down, relax, watch it, listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's long. I think it's like an hour and 20 minutes, but it's thorough, and
it's
if
awesome.
you need the information, it's definitely there for you. So,
Yeah.
would you like me to show you my oil priming thing?
Yeah.
Okay, it's ghetto. I think the last time I used this was to flush Travis's Power Glide transmission out.
Oh yeah. So we're on the wheelchair scenario today.
So this has transmission fluid in it now, but this is
Oh yeah, you know what? I've seen this thing.
How you can prime an engine. This is a cheap lawn garden sprayer. I think you can get them for about 10-15 bucks at Home Depot.
Hey, you have a little fitting on the end?
You pop the old one off, get an 1/8 inch MPT, tap the plastic, 1/8 inch MPT to -6 AN. Make yourself, you're gonna need 2 of these. Get a little piece of -6 line, or you can just use one of the pre-assembled lines from like NOS or Nitrous Express. You're gonna plug it into your oil filter adapter, wherever your sensor is.
Yeah, it's in that
You'll have
area.
to tell me here because I don't work on cars.
It's
so.
like up there.
Okay.
Somewhere up there on this car.
All right. Well, yeah, I don't work on cars hardly ever anymore. So back in the day, we were working on a lot of 2-valves and 4-valves. Their oiling system's a little bit different, so it would be up here, just under the power steering area on a S95 or a New Edge. But wherever it is, pull the sensor out, put the adapter in, pump it up, have somebody watch from the top. All you're gonna want to see is, you know, oil coming up from the followers,
Yep.
the lash adjusters and followers. Then you're ready to go.
Mhm.
Measure what you put in, measure what's left, fill up with the difference, let it rip.
Hell yeah.
That's my preferred way of priming the oil system.
Yep. Yeah, there were some people that were saying, you know, priming off the starter is not really doing much. Now, taking the spark plugs out would have been better,
It'll
but
turn 3 times faster. Probably.
yeah, exactly.
Still not optimal though.
Yep.
Still not optimal. So, no worries. I had a lot of heavy grease on there, but
Yeah.
this is the way I would prefer it. So if you're watching this, don't cut that corner. It's about $20 or $30 worth of stuff. Maybe I'll even make a kit to sell.
Yeah.
So
People like kits. I like kits.
I know. It's just
Kits are nice.
It's going to be a big box for a piece of plastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? You could buy one and then share it with your friends. So.
Exactly. Yeah. And who knows? We'll probably be doing a little bit of 2-valve build series here pretty soon, which would be
yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's just a
And
little.
I mean build, like, yeah, I want to put 50 pounds of boost to a 2-valve, okay? We're not going to be messing around.
Hell yeah. So, you want to drain some oil and we can take a look what this thing looks like.
Yeah, yeah. So, Andrew was asking me earlier, like, you know, what do you typically see in the oil? You're going to see some ring material. You're going to see some cast iron. There's no way around that. What you don't want to see is flakes of copper.
That would be like bearings, right?
Yeah, you don't want to see much bearing material, if anything. There shouldn't really be. There will be some metallic stuff in the oil no matter what. That's from the piston rings typically. I mean, any little thing that's left behind from honing. There shouldn't be, but you're not going to get every single little piece out of off the block. I don't feel like you are. It doesn't matter what kind of cleaning equipment you have. So you will see some of that. Other than that, I'm pretty confident that we're not going to see anything bad. So I got a coffee filter and a little funnel. We're going to take a sample and kind of go through it. And that's about it.
Heck yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, and a huge shout out to Jordan. As you guys know, broken knee, so I'm a little unable to do a lot of things, so everybody's been helping me out, and We got the car down here. Matt actually drove it down here because I can't even drive stick. Can't even drive my car, but we're still gonna get this thing ready, and then we're gonna do the fuel system too.
Yeah, we are gonna do the fuel system, so I'm excited about that too.
And then we're gonna dyno this thing and make 4 digits.
Crazy.
4 digits on 20 pounds or less.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm excited.
It will happen. A lot of people are gonna see, okay, this is what happens when you do heads and cams.
Yeah. Hell
I'm
yeah.
tired of seeing the same guy. It's the same combinations. Everybody has the same combo, then they'll change the blower. Oh, we just add another pound of boost. Another. We're gonna pick up like 200 wheel horsepower over what some other guys are making.
Yeah.
With this. So.
Oh, I'm so pumped.
Yeah.
Frightened and excited at the same time.
Me too. All right, let's get going here.
Yep. Matt, you want to show me the coffee filter real quick? That's our rig.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's our
There's
rig.
a filter at the bottom too. It's probably like a 10 micron filter at the bottom.
Yeah, that.
I use this funnel for filling up stuff too. So anything big, it will definitely catch. What you do is just keep positive pressure. And once you know it's done, you just pop it out.
How's the color?
Watery.
Watery.
But this is what good braking oil looks like. I mean, you can see, I can see the color of the K-member through it. It's super clear. Super clear for your first break-in.
That looks really nice coming out of here too.
Yeah, it does.
Isn't it so pleasing just watching the oil come out? Love
When it's
doing
not
that.
all over your face, you sure?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Now what's not fun is when you change the oil on the Power Stroke and you just overfill one of these.
That thing takes like
A lot.
13 quarts or something like that.
I can't remember. It's a ton.
Yeah, it's a lot of oil.
So you can see that the oil's dripping here really fast, kind of watery. That's another reason why I like to have about 250 miles per break-in cycle. We were using, or what were you using for break-in oil?
10W40.
That's right, that's right. Andrew didn't get any break-in oil from me. So I prefer Joe Gibbs driven break-in oil, either the BR30 or their 40 weight stuff. But I had told him that you could just get any regular conventional oil.
Non-synthetic.
Non-synthetic, yes. We do not want synthetic for the first few oil changes. The Joe Gibbs driven stuff has a little bit more zinc and phosphorus in it. And then after that, I think we'll probably switch to their 5W50, their FR50.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because these from the factory called for 5W50.
Yeah. So let's see what we got. I mean, you can't stage this. That's it. Can anybody see here? Can you hold that, man?
Yeah, I got you.
When you take the steps to measure stuff the way I do, that is what your oil should look like.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's as perfect gets. I am extremely happy with that. So one thing we did notice, there was a drop or two of oil, right? And so there doesn't look to be any damage here, but there was just a little bit of wetness at the bottom here. So I think what we're gonna do is just put a new drain plug in. I'd suggest doing it every 2 or 3 times. This little rubber gasket here is a wear item.
Yeah, we were seeing a little bit of drops on like the garage floor, so we wanted to check, but everything else looks fine, and obviously we did all new gaskets and everything.
Yeah, and there was one on the oil filter. You know, everybody has their own way of putting on the oil filter, so it could have just not been all the way tight, or just could not have been lubed very well.
Yeah, but we don't really see any like splashes, or the fan's not, you know.
No splashes. We're definitely not burning any oil volume, which is really good.
Because it's still top on the dipstick too.
Yeah.
So.
All in all, I'm extremely happy with how this looks right now. So
Yeah.
we'll get this.
That thing runs so good. It sounds so healthy. I love it.
I love driving it.
So we'll let it finish draining and then pull the filter off.
Yeah.
We're gonna put a K&N filter on here. That's another thing. K&N, Wix, Motorcraft. Fram?
No, never Fram.
You know, I've used the K&Ns for a long time. They're expensive, but they're good. And or motorcraft's fine too.
Yep, we did a motorcraft on
820S?
this. Yep, FL820S.
Okay, yep, 820S, and then the one for K&N is HP 2010.
Yep.
We were talking about that on the way to lunch earlier. I was
Mm-hmm.
doubting myself on the part number.
No, Jordan knows his part numbers, especially when it goes to the ARP.
Oh
It's, it's astounding.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll let this drain out and then we'll come back.
Yep.
Awesome. Pop the oil filter off. I think it's a better location in these than in the, you know, the 2-valve. Oh, nope, still gonna get all over the K member.
It's not bad.
But you know how the 2-valve goes. You trip it all over the power steering and the Cobra's power steering, the side, everything. You gotta clean it all up.
Yep. Pain in the butt.
Yeah. Although this one's kind of a pain in the butt too, because it kind of drains all over everything.
That's alright.
Yeah. Are you a guy that like splits open the oil filter and looks inside normally?
Not unless I think it's needed.
Yeah.
I don't think it's needed here.
No, I think it looks pretty good.
The hardest part about cutting open oil filters is the actual metal from the oil filter.
That's what I always thought.
contaminant.
Because like if you use like a grinder wheel or something, you're gonna obviously have metal shavings in there from the.
Even the best oil filter cutters, I feel like.
Still get a little metal from the actual outside.
Yep. You go throw this in the oil filter tank.
Priming the oil filter.
You know, what I pretty much do is get it about 3/4 and then just. The K&N does have a wrenching nut at the bottom.
Oh yeah.
That's for ease of installation. And that's about it. Don't be cranking that. Well, this thing's got a NASCAR logo on it too. Probably gives it another couple horsepower. Hand tight's good. That's all you need.
There we go.
And also, I'm sure everybody does not need a lecture on this, but make sure that the old gasket comes off.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
No, I've done it when I was.
I have never done it, but I've had some friends do it, and it makes a mess. Like.
My first car, I did it, and I was like, man, why is this thing leaking? Where's it leaking oil from? I mean, I was young, you know what?
It's hard to find out.
It was one of the first, few times I'm like, I'm doing the oil change all by myself, and yeah, I was like, wow, why is this thing a quart low already? Because it was sealed up, but it was leaking a lot while driving, you know. So, you live and you learn.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
just
people
don't.
make mistakes. All I'm trying to say is, it's okay if you made a mistake. If it's leaking from that area, though, just check it. You probably did double gasket. So.
Yeah. Just don't do it. It's not fun to clean up that big mess everywhere.
Oil leaks are not fun.
Yeah. So and then what we use for oil? You want to show them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like Joe Gibbs BR30 for braking oil. Now, I have seen this oil will get a little bit watery. That's why I try to save 250 miles. So I had originally thought, I guess I just forgot, so much going on. I originally thought that I had given Andrew some of this, so I thought that's what he had 700 miles on. He had 700 miles on just regular conventional oil, so that's fine. This though, I would limit it to 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah, so we're probably just going to do the dyno time and then probably change it?
Yeah, then we'll change it again.
And then we'll probably put just regular oil, I think, right? 5W50.
We'll put their Joe Gibbs FR50, which is 550. It's formulated specifically for these cars. And it does have the added phosphorus and zinc, so. Yeah.
Then we'll be good to let her rip. And hopefully I'll be good to let her rip at some point.
Yep. If not, we'll have to put a power glide or something in it.
Well, then we're gonna get kicked out for no cage.
Yeah.
So this is gonna rip off like an 850 or better.
Yeah, one thing at a time here.
Yep.
So.
We spent all that time putting that pretty triple disc in there.
Yep. We We are very close. This is like the last step, I think. Well, besides fuel system.
Yep.
Fuel system and then dyno time.
Yeah, fuel system. So look out for that video. That's going to be coming soon. I'm really excited to get that system installed, making some horsepower. And then I know everyone's waiting for the dyno video. I'm waiting for the dyno. I'm super excited. I know.
Me too.
I know it's taken longer than, you know, originally thought, but, you know, it's
We've had
best.
some hiccups.
It's best to, you know, wait and make sure everything's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just like, I mean, you know, look at the coffee filter.
Yeah.
That coffee filter looks perfect. The oil that came out of this engine looked perfect. I'll
Heck
tell you
yeah.
that I see a lot that don't look so perfect. You know what? Those guys are hauling putting it together too. So
Yep.
people, take your time, no matter
That's
what
it.
you're doing.
Heck
Always
yeah.
take
Fuel system stuff, the first thing I would suggest for fuel system stuff, have a buddy with you. Have somebody go and check every single connection.
Yeah,
Make
because
sure your
fuel
injectors
leaks
are
are.
bolted down. Make sure there's no injector O-ring that's hung up. Because I tell you what, if you have an injector O-ring come apart with boost, your car is going to catch on fire.
Yeah. Yeah, and it happened to me on this. When we were getting it started.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when it was outside, the factory fuel rails on this, after being torqued on and off a few times, they bend. The tab bends a little.
They're just like a thin stainless steel tab, right? Yeah.
So on one side, it was causing the injectors on this side, the passenger side, to kind of, they were slanted. So one actually puked the O-ring out sideways, and it shot E85 straight out the sideways. Luckily, it wasn't hot. You know, the car was just idling,
Yeah,
and we were.
was hot though. I mean,
E85. I mean, it'll catch on fire real quick. So
yeah, I mean, you got a base pressure of at least
50. 50 psi, I think. 40, 50.
Mid 40s on even the older model cars.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if you're running, say, 20, 30 pounds of boost, that boost pressure is in your intake port, which is pushing that up on the injector as well. So, you know, that's something that we'll probably go over more in depth with the fuel system video.
Yep.
But there's a lot of safety precautions, too, that need to be checked, and that does add some time to it. But if you do all those safety checks, you're not going to have a problem.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think we're pretty much wrapped up here. Is there anything else you wanna mention?
No, I should be launching the build recipe video.
Yeah, that's
So
gonna be
that'll
really
pretty
cool.
I'm gonna kind of go over. It's pretty much screen capture, and we're gonna go over, you know, all of Andrew's build parts listed on my website, what the options are, how to select the options. Like I said before, if you have a 5.4, I'll show you what needs to be changed for that. We'll go over some tools that I've used, and then for any tools that I use that I don't sell, for instance measuring tools, I simply have links to them. So that way, you know, guys that want to build these themselves, they know what tools they're going to need to get good measurements.
Yeah, and then you can watch some more videos of the assembly to get your tips and tricks, and obviously you're going to be having some out here pretty soon too, but I think we put a lot of info in there to you know, give people the right idea and kind of be pointed in the right direction to build something themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said before as well, you know, I do have business obligations. We are so extremely busy right now. Thank you everybody for the business. Like literally, it is all we can do. We're running out of room here. So once I get some builds that are still in my queue out, we'll be doing a lot more videos, and I think me and Andrew are going to do a lot more projects.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited about what we've been talking about. I think it's going to be so awesome.
Yeah, we're going to do some really cool stuff, so I want to show people how to do stuff the right way.
Yep.
I don't like cutting corners. So.
Exactly. Heck yeah. I think that's it. Alright guys, so I think that's going to wrap up the video for the car, and obviously we got the oil change done. And yeah, so next one you will see will be the fuel system. Make sure you slap the like button down below, leave a comment, let us know what you think. Check out Jordan's website and also his YouTube channel. YouTube channel link will be down below. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.